All right, we're ready to get started. Okay, well, welcome everyone. I'm Ed Shikata, Palo Alto City Manager. Really like to welcome you to our October 19th update on our Uplift Local initiatives and a variety of fronts in support of the Palo Alto community. And all right, let's go on to the next slide. We've got a few areas of update here today or this evening as it is right now, but we're recording this so that community members can watch this whenever it's convenient for you. And in fact, I think what we're going to do this evening is do a quick walkthrough or maybe a little run through of the items that we've got to provide updates. So it'll be convenient for viewing, and then we'll stop the recording as we typically have, so that will allow community members who are here in person to have just an informal conversation with staff. All right, so with that, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so we've got a few items as we've typically done each month. We'll provide an update on the county and issues related to the pandemic. Then we'll talk about what's happening here locally in Palo Alto with the Uplift Local initiatives, and then we'll speak to upcoming events, including our art program, and we've got a couple of representatives here from our Office of Transportation to talk about parking. Then we'll again end our recording and go into our conversation. So with that, on to the next slide.
Thanks. I'm happy to take over. Rachel Tanner, Assistant Director of Planning and Development Services for the City of Palo Alto. So just want to do a few updates and kind of what's happening with the pandemic response and recovery. So masks are required indoors regardless of vaccination status, unless you're under 2 years old, medically unable, or hearing impaired. And so please continue to wear your mask when you're indoors, including if you're at any Palo Alto City facilities. As far as coronavirus statistics in the county overall, the 7-day average of new cases as of October 15th is 142, and 84.8% of people ages 12 and older in the county are completely vaccinated. So a high vaccination rate and continuing to rise. And we hope that folks will continue to seek out and get vaccinations. So again, please wear your mask indoors, as well as if you have symptoms, please do stay home. Don't go to work, don't go on outings, and go out in the community. And to get vaccinated, you can go to sccfreevax.com or sccfreevax.org for more information on how to set up an appointment to get a coronavirus vaccination. Next slide. Free testing is also available, both for those who are unvaccinated and for the vaccinated. Testing can be an important part of just knowing if you have the coronavirus, if you might be able to transmit it to others who are around you. So there's free testing through Curative, which is at Tuesdays at Mitchell Park Library in the parking lot, and Wednesdays at City Hall from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And free testing is provided through the county. That's twice a month at Coverly Pavilion. The next date for that testing will be Thursday, October 28th. And if one of these dates passes by when you're watching this video, or you want to know when the latest date is, you can go to cityofpaloalto.org/testing to find out more information about how and where you can get a test. And testing, again, is just very important in addition to getting vaccinated, to make sure that you can help keep yourself and those who are around you safe. I'll pass it on, I believe, now to Brad.
Thank you, Rachel. I'm Brad Eggleston, Director for Department of Public Works. And the updates shown here are based on the decisions made by the City Council during their last discussion of the Uplift Local program back in September. So as of last Friday, October 15th, University Avenue is back open to vehicles, but both Ramona Street and the California Avenue closure council directed will remain in place through June of next year. As part of that discussion, Council also directed staff to develop a permanent parklet program. And you may have already noticed that although University is reopened, there are a number of parklets and restaurants continuing to operate there. So we do have a team from multiple departments working on this permanent parklet program, with a goal of having the program in place prior to the June 2022 end date for that temporary program. The other thing to note is that we're also planning to return to council in November to have some additional discussion about what to do for California Avenue. And the city council was specifically interested in design elements that could improve the current closure, and also wants to discuss steps that would require to make the closure of California Avenue permanent. So that will be upcoming next month.
I'll take it from here. My name is Kara Apple and I work in the city's manager's office. I wanted to start off by talking a little bit about the Uplift Local art recovery, but the code art specifically, which took place on October 7th through 9th. There were 7 interactive arts installations around downtown. Approximately 7,000 visitors experienced each of the installations. And of those surveyed, 3/4 of the visitors indicated that they visited a downtown local business while they were there. The city received a lot of really positive comments. I'm going to just rattle off 3. One was, this is public art and community at its best. The second is, it was a perfect evening to stroll around lovely Palo Alto to see art, eat, be with others like-minded. Love this, do more, please. And lastly, quote, bring the community together and adds vibrancy and an economic boost to downtown, end quote. So stay tuned. We hope to bring more interactive art in the future. Coming up is the 2nd annual Jacko Jaunt. And it is an event where community members carve pumpkins that are out on display for community members to stroll by. There is a vote and there are prizes for the top vote getters. The event takes place on October 29th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. It's in Lytton Plaza. If you want to attend a workshop to get help with carving, that is available to you as well. And then again, if you just want to participate, we'd love for you to come out and attend the Jacko Jaunt. Registration is open. You can log on to www.cityofpaloalto.org/enjoy online. Registration is free, so please come out and join us there. It was a great event last year. On Monday, November 8th, the city is going to be honoring our veterans who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It's going to be at King Plaza, and the program is currently being put together, but please attend, and we're also going to have a virtual option as well. Lastly, they're continuing efforts for the Know Your Neighbors grants. Block parties can get a grant up to $500, and neighborhood associations can get a grant of up to $1,000 per event. This is an ongoing application. Events have been really fun in years past, and it's a really great way to bring your local community and neighbors out for a fun event. You can apply at www.cityofpaloalto.org/KYN grants, KYN, Know Your Neighbor grants, KYN grants. And I will hand it over to Nathan.
Good evening, everybody. Actually, I need to unmute. No, I'm not on mute. Good evening. We have enforcement is officially back in all our parking districts. Specifically in our commercial districts, you can contact Revenue Connections for public garages and lots. And then we also have limited parking available in our downtown and Evergreen Park Mayfield RPP districts. You can contact the Office of Transportation for those permits. Next slide. We have another Q&A session scheduled for November 16th. It'll begin at 5:30. And as always, if you have comments on this program, please contact the city manager at cityofpaloalto.org.
All right, and I believe that is it. So really just, let me just close this section of our recording by noting that if you're here looking for bad news, I don't think you're in the right place, because just with that quick run through, there are some amazing things happening in town. So really like to thank members of our community for participating in these programs, and clearly our departments are for their organizing and putting on these events and really important services. for our community as we look forward to recovering from this pandemic. So with that, I believe that calls it for the recording. So let's go ahead and shut that down.